So this is Slow to Pro, where I, Dale Robin Jr. the third, I'm gonna try to go from slow to it's been a year. How has he still not managed to find the podium? And this is gonna be short for the same reason my ex left me, and that's that I can't hardly keep this thing under control. Sometimes I'm trying to put down the power. I put down a little more than I or this fine little German Porsche are ready for. Suddenly, things are spinning out of control. My mind is in a haze. I'm feeling a little good and a little bad in a good way. And she's wondering if we're gonna finish. Honey, I'm already done. This little dance was over the moment you laid your eyes on me. Second I sat in this cockpit, this car was headed for the wall. This is a new channel, so feel free to hit the peanut gallery with any sort of tips, strategies, or messages of hatred you'd like me to see. I started this channel because everyone else seems to know what the hell they're doing, and I do not. I don't even know how to say the name of the game. It's Assetto Corsa Competizione? Competizione? It sounds dirty. I'm so new. I just switched to a manual transmission a few days ago. I still use the race line because I'm not like a race fan or anything like that. I don't know the names of any of the turns. Whole goal here is to show that it's possible to be really bad and then be just bad if you try hard enough. I've always enjoyed racing games. Started out with Road and Track presents the Need for Speed on the PlayStation 1. If you ask me, best Need for Speed game of all time is Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit from 1998. If you know, you know. After that, only really dabbled with racing games. Forza Motorsport series caught my attention for a bit when that came out. When Forza Horizon 3 came out, that really renewed my interest in the racing genre. I got a Logitech G920 to play Forza Horizon 4, and that was a mistake. Wheel support in the Horizon series is about as good as I am at racing. It's very bad. I switched back to Forza Motorsport 7, which actually does have decent wheel support, surprisingly, and I got pretty hooked. I already had an Oculus Quest 2 and started looking at racing sims that supported VR that also had a decent player base, which led me to ACC. I found some YouTube guides on how to make it run decently smooth, and even though the game looks dramatically better if I set it to monitor settings, the immersion of VR, the depth perception, but the immersion with the wheel and the VR is it's totally worth the downgrade in my opinion. So I'm playing Oculus Quest 2. My GPU is a GTX 1080, CPU is a Ryzen 7 1800X. Built this thing way back in 2017. In my opinion, it's running ACC well enough that the computer's performance is definitely not an indicator of my performance. So it's no excuse for why I'm so slow. Now onto what we see on screen. This is Laguna Seca. If you're going to make me use the word familiar, this is a track I'm familiar with. I know it's in California. I know the people who bought houses near it were upset with the noise, and I know that it's stupid to buy a home next to a racetrack and not expect to hear a race car. There's a corkscrew too. I know that. The corkscrew was terrifying the first moment that I hit it in VR, because I hit it. I hit the wall. I just went right up and over, and I was like slamming on the brakes really hard. And sometimes in a car you might pull on the wheel to get more braking force, which is dumb, because I'm in an office chair with a wheel strapped to a desk. So I ripped the wheel right off the desk, and that's an experience to go over a blind curve and then rip a steering wheel off and then realize, oh no, I'm in an office chair. It trips your brain out. After kind of learning how to handle the corkscrew, it's the last two turns that turn into demons for me. Turn 10 is one that I like to call out. I want to beat Turn 10's ass. You might not see it in this video, but Turn 10 and I are not on friendly terms. Turn 10 is super sensitive about the white paint on the exit. I feel like the exit of Turn 10 has like a downslope on the left hand side, and if your left rear gets out there while you're powering down, you do what I call the helicopter dance. You just spin it. Turn 11, I just can't seem to get the braking. There's a lot of flex in my pedal setup, and that might have something to do with it, but I think that's something I can get the hang of with time. Turn 2 can sometimes give me the same headache as Turn 11. Basically, any big braking zone, results in either too much or not enough braking out of me. It's consistency. And that's the whole point here, is to try to find some consistency and build upon that. Learn to walk and then run. I've done a few multiplayer races, most of them at Monza, because they're all at Monza, it seems. I've had a few decent position battles. I think I'm pretty good at dealing with traffic. I know to be patient. I know when to pass when it's appropriate. And I learned that the hard way. I learned how easy it is to unsettle two cars with a little bit of contact. I also know how to just step back in line when I won't be able to finish my pass before a narrow section of track or a chicane. Basically, my ultimate goal is to always finish without incident. My next goal is to not get lapped. If I'm gonna get lapped, I want to really not disturb the race for those that are lapping me. That's pretty simple. All of that is basic etiquette. Think of other people. When you're getting back on the track after a crash, you gotta really look for traffic. Try not to screw anybody else up. That stuff is very easy for me to understand. It's keeping up with the mid-pack that escapes me. It's going to be awesome to be able to finish a race with people in front and behind me. I doubt I'll ever be good enough to be one of the aliens, but maybe with some tips from you guys, I can become good enough to qualify high enough to not break for turn 1 and feel really bad about ruining their race. As of this moment, if there's 30 people in the race, I might be able to finish 21st, down a lap or 2. There also might be 9 people in the pits that never started the race. It might be like that. But my lap times keep going green. And if my lap times keep going green, that means we're crawling on our way to walking. Hell, we might even run one day. For those of you like me who might have no idea what lap times keep going green means, green means a new personal best. Purple's a color I'll never see. That means fastest overall lap out of anyone in that session. Dale Rodman Jr. III is definitely green. In every sense of the word, I'm green. If I ever do see a purple lap, it's going to be because of advice I got from a YouTube video or from someone in the comments, and I'll be sure to try to share what I learn as I go. So if you want to see someone go slow to a little less slow, you should probably subscribe. Thank you.